Well, good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful morning out here. A chilly 23 degrees, but we stayed warm last night with the diesel heater. But beautiful views. We're cooking up some oatmeal for breakfast. We were gonna do biscuits and eggs and stuff, but we decided to go something a little bit faster because it's kind of chilly, and maybe we'll do something that takes longer when we find a little bit warmer spot. We're gonna be heading on west today is the plan, and we think we're even gonna get all the way over into Nevada. So hopefully things go well. We're gonna be continuing down the Pony Express route all the way into Nevada, and then we'll cut off there and kind of bail off, and then we'll be headed back towards the south later on, further south and back east. But beautiful spot out here. Birds singing this morning. A little chilly. Here's camp right there. But we're gonna keep enjoying the beautiful area. I think we'll be able to slow our pace down a little bit today, relax a little bit more back roads, and that's gonna be very nice to just slow down a little bit. We've accomplished our mission, which was to get the new tent, and now we just have to make our way back home over the next several days and see some beautiful scenery and country along the way. What happens, did your oatmeal fall on the ground? Is that sad? Yeah, we got more, it's okay. We're getting packed up. I'm getting a little low on diesel, so probably refill on diesel today. Might have enough for one more night. Got about a little less than a half tank in the heater itself. This heater's been great, and the Bluetooth option has really been nice over our old one to be able to, I can adjust it from the tent in the middle of the night if I need to. I can look at my thermometers and see, how warm it is in the camper, etc., and make adjustments to the heater accordingly. That's been really nice. But we're picking up our disaster of a mess here, and hopefully we'll be able to roll out of here pretty soon. I also got the hub sealed up on the vehicle last night, so hopefully my RTV on that holds. It's supposed to set for 24 hours before you use it or put fluid in it, and that obviously isn't the case, but hopefully it will seal at least better than the old seal was doing, because it was starting to leak faster and faster, so it's becoming a bigger problem. But we will find out today if that's gonna fix it or not. I'm stalking a herd of deer. They're right on the other side of this tree. Pretty cool. Pony Express, 1,800 miles of trail from St. Joseph, Missouri to Sacramento, California. It's not too hard to imagine what this stretch looked like back in 1860 when riders first hit the trail. Just take away the current dirt road. The Pony Express may not have lasted for very long, only 18 months, but it's legendary nonetheless. The current roads have many stopping points with markers for where the original stations once stood. The riders would have a mere 2 minutes at these stops to switch horses and leave again. If you stop and listen, you can almost hear the pounding of hooves. We are at the top of another mountain pass here. We climbed the hill. Look at that view. Beautiful spot. It's warmed up. It's in the 60s now. It's very nice out. You can see so far up here. The 8-1 is showing its pros and its cons right now. It's pulling these passes great, but it's burning fuel like it's going out of style. And the transmission warms up on these type things too. We've been doing some calculations. We think we're going to be okay on fuel, but the slower we go, the worse fuel mileage we get basically, and the hotter the transmission likes to run. So, but I think we're going to be all right. We are way out here though. It's 80 something miles that direction back the way we came to fuel, and 100 and something that way. Hopefully we make it. Good news is so far my seal seems to be holding, so we're not leaking the gear oil anymore. That's good.
When we travel, I do about 99% of the driving. We both get more sleep that way. Not that Sarah is a bad driver, I'm just not good at riding shotgun, and Sarah is much better at managing snacks and entertainment for the 6 chaos creators in the back seat. Marriage and parenting require teamwork. Our skills complement each other, and when we use them correctly, things flow a little smoother. Sometimes we like to mix it up though, and give each other a welcome break from the norm. While things may appear calm and serene on video, have no fear. There's plenty of disagreements happening in the back seat. But that's part of growing up, learning to work with your surroundings and the people in them. It's not all fun and games, but overall, everyone is having a good time.
We have stopped off here with a beautiful view for lunch. Check out the mountains out there. And it looks like there's some mines over here, so we're gonna go check them out and see what's over here. I gotta get my hat though. I'm gonna get sunburned. I got my adventure hat on. Now we can go on an adventure and check out this mine looking thing. This just looks like a little storage building of some sort.
Let's go check in it. Just storage.
Ah! Watch out! Yeah, some sort of storage deal.
Can we get in it?
It looks like part of a structure of some sort. Yeah, that's an old mine.
Half of a car? Yep, that half a car.
We passed near the Great Salt Lake Desert before coming upon a wildlife refuge, and then on through a small community. This area is very remote, and there was certainly no fuel to be had, so we continued on towards the next mountain pass. On good dirt roads, we were able to pick up some speed and make decent time, but the old 8.1 liter big block is still burning fuel at a rate of 7 miles per gallon. We're approaching the point of having to make the decision of whether we have enough fuel to push on or if we need to turn back.
Well, things are getting more interesting, and I don't know if I like it. We're on our last stretch of this before we get out to an interstate, but we've got a big mountain pass, and there's still snow up here. And I have a feeling we're gonna be turning around. We're gonna investigate a little bit, but hills like this, when we have questionable four-wheel drive and a heavy load, no winch and solo, that's getting a little sketchy, even for us. This ain't happening. Someone's been through here, there's tracks. There's too much snow, too steep. We're not equipped for this. view is beautiful though. I want to come back and do this sometime. Maybe in the summer or later spring. Some point when the snow's melted off. Or we're more prepared. But beautiful, but we have to turn around. Which is not good because, well, we gotta go find a route. I was counting on being able to get through here for fuel, to get to the other side of this mountain for fuel, but that's not gonna happen, so we got some problems we gotta figure out. We are turned around, so now we got to find an alternate route. We had to back up for a little ways, which the 8-1 really doesn't like, but nothing got too hot. You just got to be really careful. You don't have airflow at that point, and this thing needs airflow. So we're going to see if we can figure out how to get somewhere and get some fuel. Should be interesting. Well, here's where we're at currently. On the wrong side of that mountain range. We're in the middle of nowhere, Nevada. There's an interstate on the other side of that mountain range. And fuel is that direction on the other side of that mountain range. There's two options that I can see right now to get over that mountain range. One is that way and up and over it. And the other is further that way and up and over. So we're going the wrong direction to get to fuel. There's no roads that go out this way that I can find. My maps aren't completely loading because we haven't had service in a long time, and I had most of it loaded, but some of it didn't get loaded evidently, and there's no service now to load anymore. Even Gaia is not fully loaded. So, and we're running out of fuel. My hope is that we can get up into pavement before we run out, so that it is easier to get fuel brought to us in some form or fashion. That's kind of my goal at this point. And if things go really well, maybe we make it to gas. Maybe there's gas sooner than I know of existing. That is a small thread of hope, but it's some of the most beautiful country I think I've ever seen. I just wish I had a full tank of gas. All right, after a little more map consulting, looks like I can go south, and this should take us straight to a highway. So we're leaving the pony trail pathway, but we'll check that out another time when we got fuel. We're gonna head this way. I still don't know how many miles it is. I think it's probably 55 miles to a highway, and then I don't know how far after that to gas. So we'll see what happens. It's still gonna be close, but there's a glimmer of hope.
Pavement is a welcome sight for once. With it, we're able to pick up the pace and run more efficiently. But the game isn't over yet. There are still 40 plus miles between us and the gas station. Oh, and by the way, our fuel gauge doesn't work. So let's hope my math calculations are correct.
Well, the good news is we've made it to a gas station. We didn't run out. Turned out a little better than I thought since we found that southern route. So we're good. Now we just got to find a camp spot tonight.
For those that are curious, we have just traveled 250 miles between fuel stops. We burned 35 gallons of gas, which means we were averaging 7.14 miles per gallon, and we have 3 gallons of gas left in the tank. Though it may appear we never planned, I did actually run calculations the night before, and planned on us running around 6 miles per gallon on this stretch. I knew we should barely make it, but you never know till you try. Turns out my school teacher was right after all. Math actually can be useful. Thanks, Mom.
We've come down a road that has a couple camp spots on it. We're at the first one, and it's just not really working for us. And the road's getting sketchy after this, so I think we're gonna turn around and go look in another spot. We got a kind of a tight spot right here with the washout, but we made it in. We're turned around. We're gonna see if we can get on down the road. It's just gonna get a little late on us again. Well, it's getting dark as usual, but we found ourselves a spot to settle down for the night, and we've got the view I was looking for. Oh, all right, now to set up camp again and get some food made and wrangle the chaos. Oh, what a day.
I hate
Tonight's dinner is
but I keep
whatever leftovers we could find in the fridge. Don't feel like cooking, don't have time to cook. We're gonna do it quick, and then we're gonna do a quick breakfast in the mornings. But I'm pulling out the stove this time around. We got too much to do tomorrow, and we don't want to do many dishes. Actually, we won't have to do any dishes. No dishes, no stove, no cooking. So it'll speed things up a little bit. See, I can cook too. I can take leftovers, I can put them in a skillet with some butter, and I can make them hot and throw some cheese on them. Taco leftovers, warmed up. Basically a sous chef.
It's true.
I don't even know what that is.
I think it's like a master chef.
Okay, never mind. That's not me. I just don't have a microwave. That's my problem. So our tank is starting to get low on water, which is pretty good. We've been on the road for several days now, so I'm surprised we haven't run out, but it's getting low. I picked up a 5-gallon jug of water the other day. I got me a funnel and a hose because we haven't put an intake port on this. We just reach up under the camper at home, unscrew the lid to the tank, stick a hose in there, and fill it up. So we don't have a good way to fill it up on the road. So Home Depot to the rescue. I built a funnel hose contraption on the road, bought 5 gallons of water. Now we're gonna pour it in. We'll see how this goes.
It was at this point in the day that my camera's memory decided to be full, and our energy levels were getting a little low. We put what water we had into our tank, took a frigid shower in the cold, and crawled into bed. Be sure to come back for the next portion of our trip, where we continue to explore Nevada before heading back down to Arizona. We also want to say a special thank you to our Patreon supporters who helped make this trip possible.